What is going on, guys? My name is Brawler, and today we are here on the team builder page of Pokemon Showdown in order to announce and showcase what our team is for the upcoming YouTube draft for the Pokemon League Discord. I am here to introduce myself as the coach of the Lake City Liepardz. So without further ado, let's just go ahead, jump right in here. As you can see right here immediately, we have our 12 Mons that have been drafted. I am personally very pleased with this. I do see that I could have some more defensive capabilities with other Mons, but I do like what I drafted. I have very strong offensive wall breakers and a good speed tier. So we'll jump in first to the first half and go over what we have. First and foremost is Tapu Koko. I am proud of this Mon, I will be straight honest. I was at the very bottom of the drafting list, so in order for Tapu Koko to fall to me, nobody had to want it. And yet Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini, and Tapu Lele were drafted, if I remember correctly. Maybe not Fini, but I know Lele and Bulu were both drafted, which is astounding that they were drafted and Koko fell to me. First things first with Tapu Koko is Electric Surge. I cannot wait to use this on my team. Electric Surge is both a bane and a boon to my team for the ones that can use it. Tapu Koko in itself, it's Thunderbolt, it's Thunder Punch, Wild Charge, anything electric will hit like a truck. I'm so glad I got that. Not to mention, it boosts Starmie's Thunderbolt, Nidoking's Thunderbolt, and I think a couple of other Mons of mine have electric coverage that will be boosted by this. In addition, Tapu Koko has offensive versatility, especially with the Gen 7 move tutors coming to play. It got access to Thunder Punch, it got access to Iron Head, which allows it to check Tapu Lele and Tapu Bulu effectively, especially with that good 115 attack stat. Pair that with a Life Orb or something, and any Tapu that goes against Tapu Koko will be going down. Next, we have our only Mega for this draft, even though we were allowed to draft 2, is Mega Scizor. Mega Scizor, very good Mon. I'm real happy I got this because it pairs well with Tapu Koko and our third pick here, which we'll go over in just a minute. Scizor provides good offensive prowess as well as defensive capabilities. Even though it can't take a fire type attack, it has good stats. So, with Scizor, we have some good options, including that Baton Pass right down there. Baton Pass for this league, as of now, is allowed, which means if we get an Agility up, if we get a Swords Dance up, we can Baton Pass that to, say, Garchomp, Nidoking physically, even Volcarona with just an Agility boost will be amazing. Scizor also has the Technician ability, which increases the power of its Bullet Punch in addition to the stab it already receives. So that will make for a good priority move and good just overall wall breaker. This thing also gets U-turn along with Tapu Koko, which begins to complete, not really set up, I guess, a Volt Turn core, excuse me. So that will be interesting as well. Scizor also gets Defog. While I don't plan to use it too often, it is there in case I do need it. That being said, we can go on and move to Garchomp. Garchomp completes our Fairy Dragon Steel core very nicely. It is weak to Ice, but that's covered by Scizor, same with Dragon and Fairy types. In addition, Garchomp can take ground type attacks for Tapu Koko, and it can take fire type attacks for Scizor. It rounds out the core very nicely. Garchomp in itself has good defensive stats as well as amazing offensive stats. The only downfall for Garchomp that I can see is not having that access to Dragon Dance. I wish it got Dragon Dance. That is not to say, though, that Garchomp is not a threat. I can run Yache Berry Garchomp. I can even run Z Outrage if I want to do Devastating Drake. I don't even know what my Z users are going to be yet. I'm only allowed to pick 2. As of now, I'm leaning towards Tapu Koko and Volcarona, but it might change to Garchomp later. In addition, Garchomp has the Rough Skin ability. Pairing that with the Rocky Helmet will immediately drop about, I want to say, a quarter of the opponent's health. I don't know the stats for sure, which will be good for a defensive Garchomp. In addition, Garchomp also has access to Stealth Rock, giving us a Stealth Rock user, in addition to Scizor being the Defog user, Tapu Koko getting access to Defog from Gen 7 as well. So overall, good pick on my part, in my opinion. Fourth we have here is Volcarona. Volcarona, as everybody knows, is a strong special wall breaker because of its access to Quiver Dance and its good defensive capabilities. Like Garchomp, Volcarona does have a 4x weakness, which is fine, even because right now Garchomp resists Rock, Nidoking resists Rock, Starmie can go in on a Rock type, so it's going to be fine. As of now, I do plan on using Volcarona as a Z user. If that does come into play, we do have good, really good options for those Z moves. We can run Psychium Z with Psychic, we have Firium Z, of course, with Fiery Dance or Fire Blast. I think it's Buginium Z with Savage Spin Out for Bug Buzz. We have some overall really nice options for Volcarona. If we do choose to run that sort of set, it can run a lot of different moves, and overall will be nice for that. We can even run Electrium Z if we so choose, even though that attack stat is lacking. Volcarona will become a very strong wall breaker in this, so I'm proud of this mon. Fifth, we have our Starmie. I was skeptical about Starmie because it's not it's not used much in a draft format. And I can understand why. It does have Analytic and Natural Cure, but the problem with both of these abilities is that, one, Natural Cure, while being a good ability, I don't see Starmie switching out too much. Starmie's kind of frail, especially with all these stats here. Has 115 speed, which is good, 100 of special attack, but it has good coverage, I guess, and it has rapid spin, but Starmie I don't see switching out too much because of its low defenses. And as for Analytic, it's way too fast to make use of it, unless I wanted to run like Iron Ball Starmie with 0 speed IVs or 1 speed IV to outspeed that one threat with 0 speed investment. So yeah, Starmie does have coverage with Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Psychic, Hydro Pump. Has a lot. Thunderbolt again, getting boosted by Tapu Koko's Electric Surge. It has Flash Cannon to deal with berries, which is real nice. Scizor. It has good coverage. I like Starmie. It just provides me with a good spinner, I suppose. Now we get to move on to one of my absolute favorite mons. And ironically enough, my number 1 favorite mon is on our team, but that's not Nidoking. We'll get to that eventually. I love playing around with Nidoking. In a former draft of mine, I actually ran a Trapper Nidoking, and I do plan on making point of that hopefully within the season. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I hope I can use it. Anyways, I apologize for that cut. Let's get right back into Nidoking. As I was saying, it has the stats and the coverage to be able to take lives for days. So, Nidoking has access to offensive moves such as Poison Jab, which gets that sheer force boost, in addition to the Life Orb and Stab, so for whatever needs to come in. It also has Sludge Wave, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower, Ice Beam. It has really nice coverage moves that I can run either physical or special if I so choose. Even has access to Focus Blast, Outrage if I wanted to, Mega Horn, one of the absolute strongest bug-type moves there is. And I think the only one of our Mons that can even learn Mega Horn. So no, Nidoking likely will be a strong wall breaker for us. I can even run some defensive sets. I don't remember if I mentioned the Trapper set with Grip Claw and access to Whirlpool, which is a Gen 2 transfer move, if I remember correctly. So that's always going to be nice on Nidoking. I can run whatever I really want it to that week and still put in some work. Alright, let's go on to our second half here, and right off the bat we can see we have good offensive pressure with Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is overall one of the better fighting types I could have picked up. I did snipe somebody with this pick, so I'm happy about that. Rapid Spin automatically makes it a nice little utility mon to have. It has decent stats, I would say. 50 HP is kind of trash, but it has 110 special defense. Again, trash defense, but I won't be using it to wall much. What I really like about Hitmonlee is its access to both Reckless and Unburden. Unburden, for those of you who do not know, anytime that Hitmonlee loses its item, its speed stat is doubled. So say I'm only running, not even invested in speed, and I lose an item with Unburden, that 210 speed is getting automatically doubled to 420, which is real nice. It's not going to be outsped by a lot. The other one is Reckless, so moves like High Jump Kick, which receives Stab automatically, will be getting a boost by 1.2 or 1.3, I believe, which will make it hit incredibly hard, especially when backed by that good 120 attack stat. So Hitmonlee is here for both utility and a very nice wall breaker. Next we have Cofagrigus. Cofagrigus is one of the best walls I have picked up. I'm not happy about that, especially since it has a middling HP stat, but amazing defensive stats. Now with Cofagrigus, it gives us a few defensive options as well as an offensive option. Nasty Plot, as well as Shadow Ball, Psychic. Just has a lot of options that we can use if we so choose, but really what people use Cofagrigus for is the combination of Hex and status such as Will-O-Wisp, as well as Toxic Spikes, which is real nice for us to have, especially if they do not have that grounded poison type, or they have lost it already. Then Cofagrigus can just run house with Hex. Moving on, our other wall in this case is Quagsire. A lot of people have set up walls, so having this unaware option, as well as being only weak to grass, is nice since we have a lot of grass coverage here, or grass resistance. So Quagsire's here mainly to wall with moves such as Recover, Toxic, Scald if we so need, and just be an overall annoyance to whoever we're facing. Even has access to Haze for those setup sweepers, so that's always nice. That's really it for Quagsire. I don't plan on using it as a wall breaker by any means, even though it does have access to Acid Spray and good special coverage. But it's here to wall. It's Quagsire. What do you expect? Really nothing else I can do. Shaman, I'm glad I picked up. Dropped late, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pick this up, and we can use it to our best advantage. Now, as everybody knows, Shaman has exclusive access to Seed Flare, which is 120 base power, grass type moves, and has a very nice chance to go for special defense by 2 stages. Pair that with Shaman's all around board 100 base stats, and we have a mon with extreme potential. Shaman also gets access to Aromatherapy, and does not get access to Snow. Almost every other base stat does, Shaman does not. It also has that Cleric access right here with Aromatherapy. It has So, yeah. Now, why this thing fell to the 11th round of drafting, I have no idea. But Hoopa Unbound, amazing wall breaker. There is no other way to put it. Hoopa Unbound will take lives with whatever it hits. Just mainly because of these amazing attack stats. Base 160 attack, base 170 special attack. This thing will take a life, no matter what it hits. What sucks about Hoopa U is its Psychic Dark type, which leaves it vulnerable to U-turn. There's not too many viable U-turn users in this draft. I mean, I have Tapu Koko. I have a couple good U-turn users, but nobody else really has them, I have to say. Now with Hoopa U, we of course can run Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, Choice Band, whatever we really want. If I need to, I can run Tanga Berry, just so to survive one bug type attack, and then hit hard with whatever it decides to. Now, with Hoopa U, we also have a very weird option for Wonder Room. Oop, I spelled that wrong. Wonder Room. Wonder Room is a weird move similar to Trick Room, but it swaps the special defense and the defensive stats. So if we invested special defense, get it up to 359, with Hoopa U's pathetic, absolutely pathetic defense stat, and we used Wonder Room, that 359 would become its defense, and 156 would become its special defense. So we can run that for a tanky option for Hoopa U, but overall, it's going to be a wall breaker. There's no other kind of set I want to run. It's going to be a wall breaker with whatever I decide to do. Just look at all these options. It has access to Signal Beam, Thunderbolt, and Thunder Punch again. Zen Headbutt. It has a lot of options that I can use to just absolutely destroy whoever I'm up against. Magician is going to be an interesting ability though, because if I'm going up against a slower team and can run no item on Hoopa, I can steal whatever item I choose on the opposing team, which will be nice for if I have, say, Leftovers Toxapex I'm up against. I can just steal that item with Hoopa, and Hoopa gains the Leftovers, leaving the Toxapex reliant on Regenerator and Recover for health. And Hoopa U will kinda bust through that anyways with Thunderbolt or Thunder Punch, or even its Psychic Stabs. I think Hyperspace Fury is no, that's Dark. Hyperspace Hole or something is Psychic. Let me check. Hyperspace Hole is the Psychic Stab. I know it's one of those two. I don't use Hoopa U too much. So yeah, Hoopa U, excellent wall breaker. Going to be good for whatever I really need it to. And then finally, I see people looking at this like, what the hell are you thinking? But we have my favorite Pokemon of all time is Slacking. A lot of people don't like using Slacking because of its Truant ability, but we picked up a Pokemon to kinda cover that little weakness with Cofagrigus. With Cofagrigus, it has this Mummy ability, and with whatever it touches, its ability will be Mummy. If we can get that off, in addition to having Slacking hit that Pokemon, Slacking's ability will be Mummy, and it will be able to tear a hole in what it hits. Similar to Hoopa, it has a wonderful base 160 attack stat, as well as very, very, very nice 150 HP. So if I equip, say, an Assault Vest to Slacking, it will take whatever hit I decide to send it in against, and in turn hit hard with even Retaliate. Retaliate's a really nice move on Slacking. It even gets Fire Punch, Brick Break, Body Slam. Has real nice moves, even Utility with Roar. Overall, I'm glad I got Slacking. Can use it well with Cofagrigus, so I'm glad I got Slacking. Now, as I said, I don't have too many aspirations for this league. I know my defensive core could be a lot better. Overall, I do think this team works well together. They don't share too many weaknesses. I do have 3 ice weaknesses, which I'm worried about. But other than that, I'm not too worried. I have just a single fighting weakness. I think 2 flying weaknesses, 3 flying weaknesses, Shaman as well. But I do have the tools necessary to dismantle what I need to, and I also have tools to be defensive if I need to. So, until the time comes, for now, this is our team. This is what we're going to rock out with. And I'm personally excited to be the coach of the Lake City Leopards, especially with the team this offensively potent. Couldn't think of the word for a second there, but no. We have a very potent team, and I'm excited to see what the other teams are going to do against this team. There's really not one true counter to it. So, yeah. With that, that is the team analysis of the Lake City Leopards for the Pokemon Discord League, and you will see the first of the team building videos coming within the week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know when it starts. Excuse me. Until then, I'm going to sign off here, and I hope to see every single one of these viewers back when we come to week 1. Thank you for watching. This is Brawler signing out.